My name is David Kassan. I am a Brooklyn and recently Albuquerque-based painter, and I do figurative representational paintings, uh, like the paintings over here. And I draw a lot too, so drawing and painting mostly, and I teach as well. I'm going to be teaching there pretty soon, mid June.
Yeah, I think you'll be here the 11th and 12th.
Yeah, we're going to be doing drawing, which is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to be drawing from life. I'm going to be doing demos in the morning, and in the afternoon, it's going to be individualized coaching around the room, around the students, helping them out to learn how to see and draw as realistically as possible.
You've been working on a pretty important project lately with the Showa survivors. Can you tell us a little bit about this project?
Yeah. Actually, so I've been painting survivors of the Showa now for the last 3 years, and it's a way for me to connect with my grandfather who had escaped ethnic cleansing in 1917 to come to America. But he was in the border of the Ukraine and Romania at that time, and then he escaped. I never got to meet him or tell his story or paint him because he actually left my dad's family when my dad was only 15, and then my dad never saw him again. And these paintings are a way for me to kind of connect with his story and to really meet people whose experiences have just really inspiring, that they've been able to survive and thrive based on what they've been through. You know, it really makes me feel like I have no problems in the world at all. You know, and just really count my blessings of how lucky I am based on what I've been witness to with these testimonies that I've been hearing and capturing in paint for these survivors. It's been pretty eye-opening, and I'm trying to make a very meaningful project out of it, where we're having a big exhibition in Los Angeles in 2019, the spring of 2019, and I've actually pulled together 11 survivors of Auschwitz, and I'm interviewing them video with video, and I'm also doing a life-size 18-foot by 8-foot painting of them, of the survivors.
Wow.
So it's going to be it's a huge challenge for me just to capture these people, but then to do 11 of them all in one picture, head to toe. They're all standing and they're looking out at the viewer. I wanted something that would make a very powerful statement with my art, and something that's just really poignant and outside of myself. It's more about the subject for me when I paint than it is about me. I never sign the fronts of my paintings or anything. I'm in the paint because I choose the subjects and I choose the pose and I choose how I want to portray the people in the pictures. But other than that, I want to get out of the way of the viewer and make the viewer really see these survivors and hear their stories and be really interested. And I want to make something monumental and epic, you know, that's a real testament to their survival. And so that's my latest project. And I've been writing grants to do this and talking to foundations, and some people have been awesome to donate to the project, because taking 2 years on a painting, where I only do like 3 or 4 paintings a year, which are usually single figure or double figures, to be able to do 11 figures in 2 years for this exhibition, and also do the exhibition stuff like shipping everything there and the logistics of making a catalog and photographing everything, and I guess marketing it and stuff like that. So it's really sucking up all my time and money. So I set up a Patreon page for people, and some people can donate $5, and that's a platform that I'm using so that people can also be part of a community behind the painting. So if you donate like $1 or $2 a month to the project, you still get to see exactly how I'm making the painting and the people that I'm interviewing and the raw interview footage, because I really want to bring everybody along in this journey with me. Because I also feel that today figurative artists we go a little too small. We can go bigger. You know, for me, the most figures I've ever put in the painting has been 2. So it's a huge jump to go from 2 to 11. And so I'm challenging myself, and I want to bring everybody along with me. And so other painters I know, I want them to make epic work. because that's really how figurative art is going to become more meaningful, more impactful, and less inignorable. I think that you can't really ignore an 18 by 8 foot painting, you know, of a very meaningful subject. And so we're going to put that in a museum, and it's not a commission piece at all. So it's not like it's a guarantee that it'll sell or that it'll be acquired by somebody. So that's the risk that's kind of involved for me. But I think that if I can do this, I can probably pretty much paint anything I want then, you know, from an artistic point of view. And
if someone, I've got a couple people asking online where they can donate. Other than the Patreon account, is there a place where people that want to help in this project donate, or is that the best place?
Yeah, you know, we set up a project for this. It's called the Edut Project, which means the testimony, the living testimony. It's a Hebrew word, Edut. And we have the edutproject.org. It's and then EDUT, project.org. And there's a donation button for PayPal. If you guys want to help out at all, I'd really appreciate it. Everybody that donates, I'm putting in the catalog. If you donate $1 or $5, you'll have your name in the catalog. And it's, I don't want to commercialize this though in a way where I don't want to sell prints of the survivors or do anything like that. It really is just a good gesture, and all I can really do is just be extremely thankful and bring you guys along on a journey. That's why I love the Patreon page, because I'm posting raw interview footage with all the survivors, as well as the other paintings I'm doing right now that are going along in the exhibition. The exhibition is going to have 6 or 7 paintings of single and double figures that I've finished already. It's going to have probably close to 13 or 14 drawings, and then it's going to have this epic large painting as well in the show. So, and it's going to be at the Fisher Museum, the Fisher Museum of Art. It's on USC's campus, and it's also going to be sponsored by the Shoah Foundation, which is Steven Spielberg's foundation. And it's hopefully he'll be able to come out to the opening. And if you come to the opening, maybe you'll see Steven Spielberg there. I don't know. Steven, if you're out there.
Steven, if you're listening, please show up to the opening.
Yeah, I love it. They actually gave me an artist in residency grant. Oh, sorry.
No, it's cool. I was going to just ask you how the initial reception was from these survivors when you approached them to paint their portraits. Did they accept you? Did all of them welcome you openly, or was there any kind of trepidation on their part?
It's been a mixed bag, I think, because, I mean, personalities are always a mixed bag, right? So some people were really into it. Other people don't want to really tell their story. Some people are so open about telling their story because they don't want people to forget. Other people are internalizing what they went through, and so they keep more to themselves, which is totally fine. I understand all of it. Some people, it's really interesting. I don't think that many people really care about being painted necessarily. The families of the people who I paint tend to be more into it than the actual survivors. And that makes sense. I'm not a commissioned portrait painter. I paint people as real and as authentic as I possibly can, which isn't necessarily the most beautiful painting. It's the most authentic painting, but it won't be... I tend not to beautify people necessarily or change things to beautify people. So the people, usually the subjects, aren't so into it, but they do like the idea of telling their story in most cases. And I have one survivor, Elsa, who really doesn't talk about her story at all, and she opened up to us in an interview, which has been really moving. And we're going to have that. We're building a website right now also for the Edut project. Right now we have a basic bare bones website that I put up, but we're building a new website that should be up in like a month or two, that I'm funding the development of through the donations. So the donations are really covering like travel, website design, the catalog, painting materials, the panels have been covered, the editing of the video footage and travel, and then also just exhibition costs. Eventually I'd like to get this in the National Portrait Gallery, and they upfront want a donation of $100,000 just to have an exhibition at their place, which I'm going to try to figure out if they'll do it without it. Yeah, it's kind of scary. A friend of mine had an exhibition there, and someone, a philanthropist, donated the $100,000 so she could have the exhibition. And when I found out about that, I didn't even contact the director because I was like, I don't think I can come up with $100,000 to cover my expenses to make the painting, let alone an extra $100,000 just to exhibit it. The Fisher Museum up front was just so stoked about doing the show, and they're just like, yeah, whenever you want to do the show, we can do it. And I'm like, okay, let's. I wanted it 3 years from now, but they said they had a slot open for 2 years, and that it's the 25th anniversary, I think, of the Showa Foundation. So they wanted to do some type of an event coinciding with the show, the solo show, as well as the museum. I think it's their 80th year. So they wanted to put on something kind of big and epic for that. So I think that's going to coincide with the exhibition and make it even better,
So,
hopefully.
shortening your own personal project timeline by a year, did that add some unusual stress to the project?
Yeah, definitely. Because I really, I am engaged to a very amazing woman, and I want to marry her as quickly as possible, but I don't want to marry her under stress. You know what I mean? Like right now, my world is so stressed out, and we're holding off on our wedding until after the show. So she's been really amazing about.
You got to be careful. She's
Yeah.
talented.
Is she watching?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying she's talented and beautiful.
Yeah.
So, you might be a little out of your league. So you better marry her pretty quick.
I know. No, I got to lock her down. No, I mean, I asked her to marry me, I think, after a year after we were dating. So we're stoked. I mean, our wedding is going to be pretty simple. I think we're just getting married in our neighbor's backyard. Like she's so amazing. She's just really chill, down to earth, and like you said, beautiful and talented.